In 2026, the world stopped pretending. It no longer promises. It no longer inspires. It no longer explains. It tests. And the test has only one question. Not your dreams, not your talent, not your effort. The phrase, moving for a better life, no longer sounds the same. Before, it was hope. Today, it's an application for approval. And that application has a filter. Welcome to the reality of 2026. A reality where no one asks who you are inside. They ask, how much is in your account? And how many months can you survive? Just a few years ago, the world felt softer. Borders were strict, but human. There was a belief, if you worked hard, you would make it. In 2026, that belief is gone. It was replaced by algorithms, rules, automated decisions. Now, it's not people who decide whether you can stay. It's numbers. You can be smart, talented, hardworking, but if you don't have enough financial proof, you are a risk. And in 2026, risk is not welcome. The social media illusion. You've seen the videos. A beautiful apartment, a city view, coffee on a terrace, a calm voice saying, I started from zero. What they don't show you. How much money they had before moving, who guaranteed for them. How many months they could live without income. How much help they received. Social media sells images, not reality, and in 2026, this illusion is dangerous because the gap between the image and real life has become brutal. Two worlds. In 1 year. Today, the world is not divided by borders, it's divided by access. The first world belongs to those the system approves. They have investor visas, talent programs, fast approvals, private healthcare, stable bank accounts. For them, 2026 is paradise. They don't feel fear. They don't worry about checks. They don't read the fine print. The system trusts them. The second world belongs to everyone else, those who moved with hope, without protection, without a buffer, without a backup plan. This is where survival begins. Reality after arrival. The first weeks, euphoria. New streets, new language, the feeling of a fresh start. Then comes the first bill. Rent, utilities, deposits, fees. You calculate, recalculate, calculate again. And a thought appears. What if something goes wrong? In 2026, mistakes are not forgiven because every mistake threatens your status. Work no longer saves you. They used to say, just work hard. In 2026, that's a lie. You can work 12 hours a day, but taxes eat your income, rent rises faster than salaries, insurance is mandatory, inflation never stops your tires. You keep running, but the distance doesn't get shorter. At some point, you realize you're not building a life, you're just holding on. Documents as a collar. Every step requires permission. Every decision requires proof. Extend your visa, show income, change jobs, prove stability, rent a home, show contracts and bank statements. You're no longer living freely. You're living in compliance mode. The unwritten rule of 2026. In 2026, a silent rule appeared. No one says it out loud. If you're poor, you're temporary. The system isn't angry. It doesn't shout. It simply doesn't let you settle. Without money, you are always on probation, under review, under pressure. Psychological pressure. The hardest part is not the money, it's the constant tension. You cannot get sick, burn out, stop, change your mind, because a pause is a risk, and in 2026, risk is a luxury. Many people don't return, not because they can't, but because they're ashamed. They said, I'll make it. They showed a perfect beginning. Then reality hit. They stay silent. They smile online. They write, everything is fine, just difficult. Inside, There is fear. Who survives? The survivors are not the bravest. They are those with savings, those with support, those who planned everything, those who didn't believe in fairy tales. 2026 is not a year for dreamers. It's a year for pragmatists. The collapse of motivational culture. Old slogans no longer work. Believe in yourself. Never give up. Go all the way. In 2026, these phrases can be dangerous because they ignore reality, a reality where persistence without resources leads to exhaustion. The honest conclusion: we're not saying don't move, we're saying don't romanticize it. A better life in 2026 is not a country. It's a financial cushion, cold calculation, understanding the rules. Numbers, not emotions. The world no longer pretends to be kind. It is honest, and it says clearly, want to stay, prove you're stable. Want security, prove you won't fall. Want a better life, first show your bank account. This is the reality of 2026. Paradise for some, survival for the rest. If you made it to the end, this conversation is about you. Write in the comments, what does a better life mean to you today? A dream or a calculation? We'll continue.